Welcome to Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Virtual Church. My name is Jennifer, and I hope this finds you and yours healthy and well. Today, our own Reverend Jeff Briere will be recounting for us a recent conversation he had with Coyote the Trickster. To accompany the lighting of the chalice, I have some words about the spiritual significance of things. We tend to think of things as outside and separate from ourselves, but when we read the world spiritually, we discover that things often set us on pathways which lead us back to the meaningfulness in our lives. Things house our feelings, memories, and connections with others, both living and dead. When we regard things this way, our interaction with them becomes spiritual exercises. For example, a young boy in this reading discovers the spiritual practice of transformation by ringing a sterling silver dinner bell. One dreary afternoon in my 4th year, when I was sick and weak, Grandma Clara, wanting to cheer me, reached to the top of the credenza and took down a forbidden object, the sterling silver dinner bell. She said I could ring it all I wanted, whenever you like. Then she left me alone in my room. When I held the bell up to my ear and rang it quietly, it sounded exactly like the thin, gleaming roundness it was made of. This bell had always been ceremonial and mute, meant for calling servants that didn't exist. But thanks to my condition, permission had arrived. The forbidden sound was airborne, and I would be safe and whole forever. I wanted the sound to stay soft and private, and be so close to my ear that it would last forever. Ringing the bell again and again put me in a bright swoon. The words of the composer and author, William Matthau.
Hello, my name is Jeff Briere, and I'm the minister of this virtual church. I thought I'd tell you about a recent conversation I had with Coyote. I met Coyote shortly before dawn on a gray Wednesday that threatened rain. Now, there are coyotes, and then there is Coyote the Trickster. It was on Hillrise Boulevard in the Gump Edition at the corner with New Street. Walking along Hillrise in the dim light, I caught sight of a coyote out of the corner of my eye. She was coming down New Street as if it were the most natural thing in the world for a coyote to be walking down New Street in Carnegie. We saw each other at the same time. We stopped and looked into each other's eyes. Then the coyote trotted across my path, headed home after a night on the town. I walked down New Street towards Unaka and my home. Now, being an intellectual, philosopher, therapist sort of minister, I read up on Coyote the Trickster, a semi-divine character in the mythology of Native American people. When Coyote the Trickster is around, there's going to be trouble, and often trouble of a ridiculous sort. I became so immersed in Native American stories and the lore of the trickster that Coyote began to take an inordinate amount of my time. Before I fell asleep, upon awakening, Coyote was on my mind. One day, while I was preaching a pretty good sermon, I thought I saw Coyote sitting in the second row. Turned out to be Doug Chaffin, but I was unnerved to say the least. So on Wednesday, I was out for another early morning walk. I was startled when Coyote slipped from behind a parked car and fell in step with me. Well, startled isn't the right word. I was spooked, and I began to run away.
Hey, take it easy. I won't bite. Besides, my vaccinations are up to date. Boy, you humans are so touchy.
Well, what did you expect? Here I am out for a walk in my nice little neighborhood, in my nice mid-sized American city, in the 21st century, and a talking coyote walking on her hind legs appears, and she tells me, "Don't be scared." Oh, vaccinations?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get vaccinations?
At the Robinson Animal Hospital.
How did you manage that?
Well, they were running a buy one, get one special, so Don Coyote and I went down there disguised as French shepherds.
French shepherd? You mean German shepherds?
Yeah.
Poodles are French.
I always keep up with my cousins. By the way, I have a bone to pick with you.
Pick your pick, Coyote.
Humans are greedy. They're hoarding everything. I just went to Krispy Kreme and they were completely sold out of doughnuts.
It's called panic buying, Coyote. It's annoying, but not unexpected in a crisis. There was no bread at Food City when I went there yesterday. In England, I read that there's a run on eggs and tuna fish. And finding toilet paper or paper towels, well, that's a minor miracle these days. I appreciate Tommy Ties, though. I had some takeout from there the other day, and they gave me 2 rolls of toilet paper.
Toilet paper? Oh, humans have gone round the bend. Sometimes I fear for your future.
Fear. Now that's exactly what causes panic buying. A few people are afraid, so they go to the store and they buy as much as they can in anticipation of hard times. Well, the newspaper prints a couple of lurid headlines about it, and next thing you know, everyone is running to the store to buy anything and everything they can before anyone else does. People are afraid that everyone else is going to buy up everything, and so that drives them to buy even more.
Oh, that's very strange.
Well, it's a type of herd behavior. I suppose you've heard about that.
I've heard about that herd behavior. I learned about it as a pup. But we tended to protect the herd, not tear it apart.
Well, usually we can be somewhat certain about our future. That's what allows us to have families, to design cities and build civilizations. But when uncertainty strikes, people become very anxious about the future.
Why would anybody worry about the future? You can't control it, and it's not even here yet.
But you see, when we can even just get a glimpse of our future, we can make plans. But this panic buying, this has happened before. The Cuban Missile Crisis, that provoked a run on canned goods in the United States. And in 1979 and 1980, the Japanese bought up as much oil as they could and they hoarded it, and that drove up prices around the world. And in this country, it led to long lines of people in their cars just waiting to buy a few gallons of gas. Oh, and when President Obama was elected, everybody thought he was going to come get their guns. Gun dealers ran out of ammunition to sell. And right now, gold dealers have no gold to sell because everybody panicked and bought up all the gold they could.
Well, what are they thinking? You can't eat gold. It doesn't bear interest, and the only thing you can do with it is sell it. Humans, they just need to chill. I mean, what's that expression I hear so much? You have to go with the flow.
Well, Coyote, it's hard to go with the flow when you don't know where the flow is going.
Well, what other choice is there?
I like to think there's always another choice. But about this, I think maybe you're right. What do you say we go over to Krispy Kreme, huh? I bet they fried up another batch of those chocolate frosted sugar bombs.
I'd like that. You buying?
Of course.
Our benediction today comes from John Morgan. In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generously we have given. It won't matter how much we know, but how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love. Help me close this service now, and say aloud with me, wherever you are. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with all the world. My name is Spencer Conco, and I serve this church on the Religious Services Committee and on the Board of Trustees in the role of past president. Come back and see us anytime you like, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified when new videos are available. There will be another virtual church service next Sunday. Check out the Facebook page because there's some great content there. Every Monday there's something for young people. Every Wednesday there's going to be some inspirational content. And on Fridays there's something for everybody. We're going to keep you updated through emails. Check the website for regular updates. Many thanks to Cindy Huss and Ann Livengood for keeping us all updated and for helping with these virtual Sunday services. As you make your way through the week ahead, remember these words. You are good. You are loved. This is going to take a little work, and we're all in this together. Nothing left to say but, yay, virtual church!